welcome today, everyone. Thanks for joining. This is a part of our series for showing what our technology really can do for our solution sets. So today we're going to be talking about KLIC Promo. I do want to encourage people to ask questions. So TSR folks, we really do want to make sure to have that interaction and let you ask questions as we go. So feel free to interrupt. Brian, I'm going to pass it over to you to start to introduce KLIC Promo.
Thanks, Stephanie. Good afternoon, everyone. Brian Olson here from Taylor Digital. I'm not going to dive into this in great detail. Brett's going to speak in a second. And Stephanie said it earlier in a previous meeting, but we think you all kind of know how to sell promo. So this isn't really the point of the call, but it's really about aligning technology needs around that. The only piece I want to call out before I hand this over to Brett is the biggest observation I've seen between historical standard register workflow 1 folks and Taylor folks, or the difference is, in many cases when we speak promo from the standard register world or Taylor Communications Now world, that focus has predominantly been promo in an inventory and fulfillment type of capability. And it's really not about customizing the products as much as it is around handling a company store and fulfilling. And when Taylor people have historically talked promo, certainly it's around company store, but it's probably got a bigger bend towards personalizing a particular promotional item and customizing it, putting a logo on it or whatever. So going forward, it's really about addressing both sides of that, and both feed the other side. I know if you talk to Mark Keaton, there's always the ability to do the personalization engine is a nice shiny object. Doesn't mean all clients go there, but it's sure nice to show that capability because it kind of helps seal the deal or helps show that we can take them in a lot of directions. So just keep that in mind as we go through the two pieces of the different angles of technology. Because we need to cover both of those sides of the fence when we're talking a promotional opportunity from a technology platform perspective. And with that, Brett, I'll turn it over to you.
Perfect. Not much to add. Thanks for the opening, Stephanie and Brian. This is continuing our education on technology, making you aware. Please open floor, ask questions. We will, on our team meeting in December, have some KLIC as an agenda item as well, so we'll dive into more. But I have not seen this, so I'm very excited as well to take this training class.
Okay, so like Brian said, we're not here to tell you how to sell promo. You know this. I'm not going to be giving you all these new stats around the products themselves, but we will give you a lot of information around the technology and really share with you in that a deep dive. So some of the pieces that we have with KLIC Promo, I'm going to kind of go into 2 chapters. So part of the technology story, where you might lead with technology, and the technology overview. So I'll give you a couple sample slides here of what we have for you. We have these on Salesforce. We have these in a variety of different places so that you can have access to any of this information. We have a customer presentation, some of the pieces there as well. Some of this you may be aware of, some of this you may not. So I'm hopeful that we're giving you a lot of resources here to really shine when you're in front of that client. All right, so the first part with the technology story. If you're leading with technology, we have a couple of different versions of this where we're talking about the digital strategy within Taylor. You'll see that the branding here that we use is fairly neutral. That is on purpose. Taylor or TSR might be really coming in strong with Taylor as a single sort of entity, whereas Taylor Communications, a lot of the reps there really want to emphasize Taylor Digital because they want to show that we're doing something different and that kind of focus. So when you see these slides, they're purposefully fairly neutral so that they can fit into whatever it is that you're presenting and kind of the style that you're presenting. So a couple of the things that we have is we have a variety of these. I have about 12 different variations here of customer sort of complaints. So why are they frustrated with their current system? So I need promo assets now, but I can only order on my desktop. How does Taylor serve that? We're going to answer that today about responsive design. I'm responsible for event materials for thousands of stores, but the branches aren't using the technology. We talk a lot about old school technology just being slow or frustrating, or kind of back to that, I have to order at my desktop, or it's just annoying to use, or there's too many ways that I need to see reporting and I can't see it in our current system. There's a lot of ways of why the branches might not use the tools that you're providing. So this is sort of that corporate perspective. Another example is someone from the field. I want to use the corporate materials, but there's never enough personalization options, and that happens all the time with a variety of our different solutions, but specifically with promo. So those are examples of some of the slides that we have sort of stating that customer frustration with their current situation without calling out specific competitors or anything like that. So here's where we talk about really who we are as our digital strategy. So we believe in bold steps and innovative technology solutions. We break the mold to keep you ahead of the curve. This slide you've seen before, but we're really talking about how large we are, kind of lending our authority to what we're offering you as a customer today. So 22,000 orders per day, covering thousands of products, 240,000 customers. This is across all of our front-facing technology. So we've been able to accumulate this information. So just really interesting to see how many people are really using our systems and how strong they really are. One of the big points is the 1,400 IT employees that support your system, and this is a very important one, and I know it's something that really helps people understand what our digital strategy means and how that's reflected in our organization. KLIC technology is personal, extensible, flexible, and digital. You guys have gone through the training, so I won't go into a lot of detail here, but these just get at different aspects. So personal relates to the products, extensible relates to the systems, flexible relates to the partnership, and digital relates to the way we do things and how that aligns to your customer journey. These two slides are examples then of if you are talking to a current customer, which you get involved in some of those conversations as well, so instead of they are already doing business with us. So you may or may not like these slides because they just might not apply in all cases. But essentially what this is really talking about KLIC as innovative digital solutions and then the path that we're on, your customer journey. So it talks about the digital investment that we've been making and our focus. It talks about the user experience upgrades and how we're upgrading all these customers in 2017 and through 2018 to a shopper-focused navigation, responsive design, enriched product selection, all that good stuff. And how we're moving towards this marketplace. And all of this is on a linear line that goes with milestones along the way that help you access these new solutions and these capabilities. So again, kind of seeing that linear line that this is a focus that we have, that you are a part of a journey, and that our digital strategy is working for you as it's working for thousands of clients out there as well. Okay, so that's sort of if you're going to lead with technology, how do we talk about it? These pieces here is part of the technology story if you're trying to get at specific aspects with our technology related to promo. So these are, again, very basic and kind of talking about what is it that we're offering. So that transformative technology, responsive design, shopper-focused navigation, these pieces that we have across our systems. Now, I'm going to pause here for a second because when we talk about KLIC being a single platform solution, you guys know, we know that there's a lot of plumbing involved here. That is actually, we know it's multiple platforms, multiple systems. We need to get away from that language, and that's really what KLIC is all about, is trying to get us to start talking about single solutions so that the customer doesn't have to worry about all the plumbing and how we hook it up for you. And for the customer, it's really these themes. So you're going to see some examples of that there. Enterprise product catalog, how many thousands of products that they have at their fingertips. Advanced reporting, so custom real-time reporting that we have, costs, programs, engagement, all sorts of things like that. We have a lot of good specific information around those. And then this is really getting at that responsive design. Now, some folks don't know quite what responsive is. They've heard that term. So when we're talking about responsive design, we're really talking about it moves from your desktop and it slides down as small as your phone and that you can still do the same actions on your phone. And so I'm sure you guys are pretty comfortable with that phrase, but here's just a couple of shots then of how we go mobile and very generically so that you can really see yourself in those shots. So order anywhere, personalize anywhere, and that it's modern and intuitive. Okay, so the second chapter here then is around customer presentations. And these are pretty fun. So I thought I'd give it a little fun and show you guys a few things here. Like, don't accept it in generic, especially when we're talking about promo. Promo is such a fun area that you can really show the client and let them really immerse in what we offer. I know you guys know that. So I wanted to show you a couple examples, though, of how we do this today. and how we support the different areas. So I'm going to show 2 decks just real quick. The first one is TD Bank. So obviously this is a big client. This is a deck of 47 pages, and each of the slides has custom artwork on it showing the real solution in action. So look at, these pens with TD Bank. I mean, look at the time and energy put into this. All the different kinds of decorations or different kinds of products. So I'm not giving you a ton of details on this because you know what products we offer, but just look at how much energy we really put into this. Again, this is a large client, so this kind of effort we wouldn't do for everyone, but it just shows you how far we can really go to really make that client feel the opportunities that we have. Another example is, here's a deck for Abbott. And so this is an ideation presentation, and this is a different look and feel, but still getting at that same information, so what products might work for me. And look at the imagery here. Look how they talk. The task at hand. We're excited to present ideas, how to jumpstart the conversation. We're going to work backwards. Let's talk about what you're trying to get at. So adventure, Hawaii, food, travel, beach, technology, relaxation. So they're kind of coming at it thematically. And then they're showing the products. And you can see these aren't necessarily branded with Abbott. But look at the different style of this conversation speaking to the values that Abbott, that they wanted to see. So this is about ideation and kind of working with the client about how this could work for them. So again, I just wanted you to see kind of 2 very different styles and really powerful information. So the 2 different styles then, if I look at this, we have creative merchandising that does the decks that you saw with TD Bank. So these are more product focused. They're going to put your brand or their client's brand on that product. So you guys already work with these folks, but just to give you specific information, the DPMs are your contact for, if you wanted to get a specific deck looking like that. If you're interested in kind of telling that story and the working backwards kind of a slide there, that's the promo marketing team. So that's Peter Eberle's team. And then they're going to help you kind of craft that story and select products and build that design. So again, 2 different ways to tackle it, but we have 2 really awesome teams that get you something really amazing. For the demos, let's talk about these a little bit, is that when you're getting into the demo, and we're going to do that next with Tara Williams, basically what we do is we try to figure out some of the pain points, why is the customer wanting a change, going through the assessment questions, and when you get to the stage of showing a demo. Including the solution architects team, the channel engagement team early can really help these situations along and really get into that functionality. We have 2 kinds of demos. There's sort of the standard demo where you don't know a lot about what the customer is going through, and we go through generically branded products. This gives you a lot of flexibility and has less prep, but it's not kind of showing the client and letting them really feel their own brand in that demo. Versus custom demos, which might be the 2nd or 3rd call. We know a lot about this. It's probably a $5 million or more opportunity, and now we're really showing the client branded products and the functionality that we are thinking that the client's interested in, and we kind of continue that discovery process through this. So obviously great options with both of these demos. Okay, I think we will keep going then. So let's go into the KLIC ecosphere. All right, the KLIC ecosphere, you guys have seen this one before, but basically it's a way that we're housing all the technology or all the solution sets that we have within the organization. So for marketing promotions, we have several different pieces in here. So we have the solutions overview that you guys have seen before that kind of talks about the products that we offer from a high level. We have a technology video on what we offer within promo. This is a high-level KLIC video, but that's kind of a good asset for you to have there as well. There's an ideation video, showcase. There's several different pieces in here that are helpful as well of telling that promo story. All right, let's get into the demo piece. So for this one, we're first seeing the dashboard, so some of the examples with reporting, and what the customer would be able to see there. Let's just go right into the gateway and get into our specific demo. So with that, I'm going to get into, let me get you a promo marketing. All right, Tara, I'm going to pass it over to you to start sharing about our promotion.
So I'm not sure how many of you have actually seen the KLIC promo store. So what I'm going to do for you today is kind of walk you through the pieces and parts of the platform itself, kind of show you how we have branded it, at least for Taylor Communications. And like Stephanie said, you know, this would be more of our generic demo, but if you do have a customer that you have engaged with multiple times and you have a better understanding of really what they're looking for, you know, there is the ability to actually come in here and do a little bit more branding. But I am in here, I'm actually in here anonymously, so we do have that capability within the promo store as well, or for KLIC Promo. You don't have to be an authenticated user to actually start browsing the catalog. But what you see here is the landing page where we actually have some promotional, we call them carousel or banner images that will scroll back and forth where you can highlight certain features. And the cool thing about that, you know, based on what Stephanie was talking about, the sleek modern design really is responsive. You can see how it responds appropriately to a more mobile device. So even that big banner shrinks down appropriately. You can see the different ones, and then you can get to the different product catalogs you want. We also show this hamburger menu that is really the menu bar that you would see when you were in the full view. So it really is responsive the way we would want to show off how it can respond to your mobile device and still be used whether they are on the go or they're right there at their desktop placing an order for an event that they might have or something like that. So while I'm in here anonymously, I still have all the options of browsing catalog. I'm actually going to go into the promotional catalog, and we have different categories here for me to look at. And similar to other sites where you can come in and start browsing for products, we like to call it, you know, our modern user experience, where it's obviously very clear, the options here, but you do have those options to change the way you want to look at things. You want to look at it more in that grid view, like other shopping experiences have. You actually have that opportunity here as well, and you can sort your items based on, you know, standard sort options as well. So this is our drinkware, and it makes it pretty easy to identify which ones I can just add to my cart pretty easily. You'll actually see that I've added an item to my cart here. We have what's called a mini cart, so you can see as you start adding things, you can see those accumulate here on the screen. And then if you wanted to go into more of those items where you need to customize a little bit, you can come into, again, list of products. We have ability to view details. I'm going to show you this product specifically because it's got a feature that not every item has turned on. We call it a product matrix, where if you only have two variants, so to speak, where it's like I can pick a color and I can pick a size, but I might want to order a lot of those. I don't want to have to do it in a drop-down. This is a product matrix where we can show you for black, I can order 1 of these, 3 of these. I want gray as well, so I need 5 of these, and I can add those all to my cart at the same time, and it makes it really fast and easy. Shows you what those look like.
So you also have the ability to search. So you can come in here, it does a little drop down, and you can search for, let's search for a polo. You'll see that those results come up, just like a standard e-commerce site. And some customers do choose to do their imagery different. So you'll see we have 2 different versions. You can do it with this mannequin type style, or you could use human imagery, but it's all based on preference.
One thing we do have also we can show is where you come in. If you want to be able to offer other colors, this is our other way of showing kind of the products other than the matrix, so that they can show the black and that color. You can just add the item to your cart. I want 2 of those. I'm having a shopping spree today. So now that I actually want to go to the shopping cart, we do have the ability to check out. And when I do that, since I was an anonymous shopper before, we do allow them to actually create a user on the fly. I've already created one, so this is me. I'm going to go in. So now I'm in here with my credentials. I might see my orders that I've placed in the past. I'll see the ability to do reporting, things that I didn't have when I was an anonymous shopper, but yet I do still have all the same items that I ordered, so you'll see that that carried over. And now that I'm in the checkout process, I do have some of the same features that you would have on a business-to-consumer experience. If you're out there on other shopping sites, you can ship to multiple places. If I wanted to, I can use credit card or purchase order. The things highlighted in red are basically telling me that I need to complete those fields, so they're helping me out so I don't miss anything. I'm going to add a new address. We actually have the ability to find things faster for you, so it does like a quick search. I'll just pick this one. Pick my shipping method. If I did want to ship different things to different places, you can actually do the multiple ship, and you can actually pick the shipping method and the different address for those if you wanted to. If I had a coupon code, we support coupon codes here too, and you could do credit card or whatever. I'm not going to put in my credit card because I don't want y'all going out on a shopping spree of your own, but I'll go ahead and submit my order. You do get a confirmation. You actually have the ability to name your order too if you wanted to. You can save it. And then if I want to go use that same information to place another order again, I can do that at a future time. And you find that by coming into my orders. So then you can see, and then you can use these for a reorder in the future if you want to. Repeat order. We have reporting. Anything, any questions you have?
Yeah, hey, this is Art Calamari. And between the catalogs, can you put multiple types of products? So can I add print to the shopping basket, or are they individually?
You actually can have a mixed cart. So yeah, so from my browse catalog, I have other topics in here. We were highlighting KLIC promo today, but yes, you can have a mix of different product types as well, and add those all in at your same shopping cart experience.
Yeah, we have a large franchise basically is doing print and promo out of the same one, so this may be ideal.
Yep. Yep. And these can be, you know, anything that's meaningful to the customer. If they want to organize their promotional products by events that they have, or if they want to do it by a sales region because maybe one region has access to certain things that they use versus others, you know, based on weather. Maybe obviously the West Coast doesn't need the fleece items that you might be offering, so you might want to break them, you know, the products up based on the location of where your audience is, things like that. So yeah, that can be customized to whatever the customer needs. And yes, you can mix product types around print and promo on here as well.
Right.
Yeah, this is Bjorn. When you're, or when we're in a sales cycle, just would you mind providing a little context on kind of the cadence, or the if there's really a dominant path? Like, when do you show this tool? Is it a differentiator? Like, help us understand how this sort of fits the demo process within what you're often seeing from a mid-size and a large customer.
Well, I typically don't recommend leading with a demo, which is hard for a lot of folks to do, because obviously you think that the demo is going to grab their attention and hope that it's differentiating. But if you get into the sales cycle a little bit further and you can really understand the customer better, you actually can provide a better demo that meets their needs instead of something generic. So I would wait till it's a little bit further down the line. In fact, I would hold off as long as possible until they're really, you know, chomping to see it, because we can talk about the capabilities that we've got and knowing that we can support just about any type of promo product, whether it's inventoried item or it's embroidered on demand or something like that. We have such a wealth of options when at the product space that the website just becomes kind of that icing on the cake when they actually can see that it is responsive and it is modern. A lot of times people say that it is, but once you can then prove it, and you can create that demo that's a little bit more meaningful to them, because like I said, these carousel images can totally be custom to them. Our creative team is really good about doing that. You don't have to walk in there with a generic one if you don't have to. We try to use generic as much as possible just for the speed, but the more you know about them, the better the demo can be, because then you can show if they're trying to solve a problem through a particular checkout process or an approval process or something. Those might be things that you can actually show that you wouldn't know right away.
And this is Sherry Walker. I'll just chime in really quickly here. I partner closely with Megan Peterson also, but the solutions teams are absolutely here to help you decide what's appropriate to show when and answer some questions too. So just put that out there.
So I always recommend that you try to get into the nitty-gritty a little bit further before you actually show them something.
Yep, you can never engage the solutions team too early. We're always happy to help drive out some assessment questions, what have you, and like Tara said, know a little bit going into it so we don't go down a path of painting us into a corner and of something difficult to deliver.
And this is Stephanie too, and I would add that's one of the reasons why in the decks that we are showing technology, so they get peeks at it along the way, kind of early in that cycle, and then you can really bring them in for the wow on the demo. But they want to see it. They really want to see some of it. So there's pieces of that in the early stages as well for you. Have there been recent promo demos that you guys have done that you thought went particularly well that we should call out here that we haven't covered yet? How about Tara or Sherry? Do you guys have any examples you'd like to bring out?
We don't have any examples, but one of the things I would talk a little bit about is I know we do have a couple really awesome sites out there that people like to demo another customer's site.
I'll just say again, we want to try to know as much as possible going into demos. So anything that we can help with, we're happy to do so we can cater the demo to the pain points of your client or the specific areas that you've already learned along the way.
All right, team. Well, then we will give you back a few minutes of your life. Thank you very much for your time here today. I'm glad that we're able to show some of these pieces, kind of talk through the details, give you some new options that hopefully kind of gives you more information as you're talking with clients and kind of making considerations along the way. So thank you again. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or need anything further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephanie.